What is a good client worth to you? Now, you can measure that in the actual invoice. That's a good start, but I would sooner say, what is it worth in gross profit? Very important you know that. And in marketing circles, people talk about the long-term value of a client and the short-term. And let me tell you the difference. A short-term client is what that client is worth to you the first time they buy. So if it's an accountant, for instance, an accountant might be worth £1,000 to you. But if you keep your clients on average for 7 years, a new client is worth £7,000, and that is the long-term value. If you know the value of a client, there's two things. First of all, you'll value that client more than most businesses do. But the second thing is, if you know the value of a client to you, you can work out what you're prepared to spend to get that client. A lot of the people that are very successful on digital marketing that pay good money because they know what they're doing, and I'm not a specialist on pay-per-click, they're prepared to pay for a client maybe £20 because they know that client is immediately worth £200 and long-term is worth £1,000. If you could put money into a slot machine, a £10 note, and know you were getting £50 out, how many times would you play that slot machine?
Would you ever stop?
You wouldn't. And that's why you need to know the value of the client and what you are prepared or can afford to pay for that client. And that has a lot of ramifications when you work out your strategy. I've got to tell you, I've met a lot of business owners in my time. I've trained over 1,000 business owners like you in Somerset and Wiltshire over a 10-year period to get their marketing strategy, their referral marketing strategy right. And I'll tell you, there's two things businesses don't like spending money on: marketing and training. That's the areas they cut back. Am I right?
And law, contracts. They love not paying you money for that, but they do eventually.
Yeah. But they're the two main things I've observed, because A, they don't see the value of marketing, and they don't, funny enough, see the value of learning more and becoming more and being more in a changing world. That's very odd to me. And so you do get a lot of people that say, well, I don't spend any money on marketing. I just network. And that's a good strategy if you know what you're doing. But spending no money is going to cost you anyway. It's the biggest cost you've got. And they'd sooner do it themselves the hard way. And that means that getting in front of the right client might take, or enough of the right clients may take 3 months, 6 months, a year, by which time you're out of business because you don't have the cash flow.